How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. I wanted to show you exactly why I think the market's going up today, because it's quite amazing what's happening in the market right now. I think it's really unprecedented, and I just wanted to go and bring you back through everything that's happened and what's going on right now. Should you invest? Should you not invest? What to think about and what to do going forward. So before we do that, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It helps out the channel. And if you want some free stocks to take advantage of everything that's happening in the market right now, there are links down there to get free stocks if you just deposit $100 with WeBull and then some other different brokerages too. So just taking a look at this today, this is Seeking Alpha. It has all my different stocks that I'm invested in on this side. And as you can see, almost everything across the board is up a massive amount. So the only stock that's actually down is Skyworks. This comes after a day where it was pretty much the same thing that happened on Friday. You have companies like STNG, an oil tanker stock, up 10.5%, NAT stock up 14%. And it's not just oil tankers, it's Wynn Resorts, which is a hotel chain. You have Qualcomm, which is a semiconductor company. You have Carnival Cruise Lines up another 16% after being up double digits last Friday. You have companies, big companies like Disney up 2%, Foot Locker up 5%. You have JP Morgan up 2%. And you would think, well, there has to be something that's going on that's really good in the market right now. And let's just go through. Maybe you close your eyes, maybe you keep them on the screen here. But let's start over. 3 months ago, what was happening? So 3 months ago, actually partway through March, Donald Trump declares a state of national emergency after there's a real threat of the virus and everything that's going on right now. There's a massive spread of the virus, and we decide that we are going to declare a state of national emergency. We're going to start shutting down different parts of the economy. So that leads to massive job loss, and such job loss that we were actually excited last week when our unemployment dips to just 13.3%. We were around 3 to 5% for a while before everything that's going on right now. And now we're excited that's only 13.3 because we thought it was going to be 20%. So not only that, because we shut down the economy for so long, GDP is expected to drop by 42%. Now this is something that is really unprecedented. Usually, almost always, we increase our GDP year over year. But now we're talking about going down 42%, which is something that hasn't happened in a very long time, if ever. I think it is just rivaled by the Great Depression. And among this, we have to start helping people out because so many people are out of jobs that the Fed starts printing money. So we have to provide different stimulus packages, which I think are a good thing to do still. But just thinking about it from an investing standpoint, we have to print money. So we're talking about $2 trillion packages, $3 trillion packages, $1 trillion packages. And we don't have one, we don't have two, we have 4 or 5 of these packages with a chance at another one. So when all that is happening, it's not just everything that's going on in the economy, but there's also civil unrest. So there has been some terrible things that happened in our government and with our police forces. And it's caused a lot of people to really get frustrated with the government, rightfully so, and with the police forces, and they're calling for massive change. And there is a split between different communities in the United States. If you just told me that this was all happening, and I couldn't look at the stock market for months on end, and then you told me this was going on, I'd say we're down half. We're down 50%. But instead, I pull up my brokerage account, and this is just over the last month because of a transfer that I had in. This is just over the last month. We're up 20%. I'm up 20%. Now, if you look at all my individual holdings, let's see if any of them are down. Vanguard, S&P 500 index, up 11%. Facebook up 7%. Foot Locker up 36%. As we go down, we don't have one red holding. And we have some that are up massive. We're talking about Delta up 62% from their lows, Carnival up 75%. These are companies that are growing massively because they dipped 80 to 90% and now they're rebounding. So that makes sense. But the fact that the general market is back up to record highs, the NASDAQ hit a record high on Friday and it is up today. So the fact that we're hitting these highs when all this is happening, we're going to have massive decreases in earnings. It's just amazing. If we look at my Robinhood portfolio, we had an up day of 3%. Again, I have my tankers in here. I have NAT and DHT and STNG. We have other companies like Pepsi. They are a company that's down today too. It's just amazing to see that we are up this much. Now, I will shout out Jeremy from Financial Education because he gave out a video last Friday, I believe, this one here, that talks about why he thinks the market's going up, and it helped inform my decision a little bit. But I'm going to add on to it because I think that there's more to the picture than what he talks about. So he is someone that has 600,000 people that watch him on YouTube because he has another account that has 500,000 subscribers. And what he was saying was he has a lot of people that have lots of money that follow him. And with everything that's going on in the market right now, he's been talking to them, people with millions and millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars, and they're really worried about inflation. So this is something that happens when there is money printed. So if you don't know what inflation is, I'm sure most of you that are watching this do, but you have $100 and then a year passes, there's some increases in the price of different stuff that you buy, and now it's $103 for what used to cost $100. So that doesn't just happen in consumer goods like what we think about. When we hear there was a 2% inflation last year, that means that they take a general index of a bunch of different items and it's now 2% more expensive to buy that. But in this sense, he's talking about investments being more expensive. So the S&P 500, let's say, was $3,000. Now it's $3,300. That's a 10% increase. So if you want to buy, let's say, 100 shares of that, now it's going to cost you 10% more to buy those 100 shares, and they still have just about the same earnings unless they increase their earnings by 10%. Now we're talking about you losing money, especially when you're talking about these millionaires. Let's say they have $1 million sitting on the sideline because they think that everything that's going on right now will cause the stock market to decrease. Well, now that they have $1 million, if everything that used to cost $1 million just a few days ago now costs $1.1 million to buy in the stock market, that's scary. That's $100,000 of missed opportunity right there. So that is one side of it. And this is happening not just with wealthy individuals, but also with hedge funds, companies that have to provide value to their investors right away. And if they're sitting on the sidelines and other retail investors, people a lot less wealthy than them that maybe just have 401ks, maybe family members and friends, people that are receiving 40, 50, 60% gains in just weeks, and they're investing and paying a ton of money to be in this hedge fund, and they're sitting on the sidelines when all this is happening, they're going to be pissed. They're going to pull their money. So these hedge funds now have to start buying in too. And not only that, you have the hedge funds, you have the wealthy individuals, and you also have the normal retail investors that maybe don't have a ton of money to throw in the market. But let's say there are 10 million people that see the market go up a little bit and they're like, oh, well, I'll throw $100, $200, $300 in it. That's going to make a difference over time. There's some people that just want to get in because it's going up. There are a lot of people that just invest because they see something going up, like Tesla when it was up to almost $1,000 a couple months ago. A lot of people piled on. It went up too drastically in too short a time to be just based on fundamentals. You can see that with NAT stock. It went up from about $4 to $9 within a few weeks. You see retail investors do this a lot where they invest in something because they are worried about missing out on the money that it provides. So that is something that I see that's going on in the market right now. So I'm not a financial advisor. I don't know where the market's going to go. I don't have a crystal ball. I'm not someone that can tell you how to spend your money and get it right every time. Now, with a couple of my picks recently, as you can see here, I've been really lucky that they panned out so well. I mean, there was some hard work that went into researching them and, putting my faith out there that they were going to do well, like NAT, like CCL, like Delta Airlines. And you have to have the stomach to ride through that. But I can't tell you that the stock market's going to go up anymore. I don't know what's going to do. I can tell you what happens regularly, and I can tell you what's happened in the past. I can only make educated decisions going forward. So for me personally, I'm going to continue to invest in this market. Am I going to invest very aggressively and throw in all the money that I have? No, of course not. I have about 40% cash right now, and that is mostly due to the fact that I'm saving up to buy a home, and I have low enough assets that I really need a significant amount of cash just in case something comes up. I have maybe $30,000 in the market right now, and I have $20,000 worth of cash because I'm starting to save up for a home. Now, if I had all the money to invest in the world, I still wouldn't be shoveling everything I could in here, but I'd still be investing regularly because you know what the market does over time? It increases. So whether it is based on fundamentals or whether it's based on speculation, the market tends to go up over time. And I've been saying this over the last couple months, that I'm going to continue to invest in good quality companies at good valuations. And I think there are still good companies out there that are too cheap. And I think that when you have anything like this that is causing GDP to go down 40%, I don't care if a company makes $0 next year. If it gets back to where it was a year ago and it was making good money, and if I can buy it for 20 or 30% less than I bought it for a couple months ago, I'm going to buy it. I have a long-term investing horizon. I'm not looking to buy and sell in the next 2 or 3 years and retire. I'm looking at building my portfolio right now. So if I can get a company for 20% less, and over the next 30 years, we're talking about 3% of their income they're not going to have because of everything that's going on right now, because one of the 30 years they make no money, I'm okay with that. That's a good deal. That's a good discount. Now, there's the key. They can't go out of business. They have to get back to where they were before. But that is something that takes research to figure out, and you have to have some faith that the company will get back to where it was. So I'm going to continue to invest in good quality companies, and I'm going to do that how I feel comfortable. So let me know what you guys think below. Why do you think the market's going up so drastically? Do you think it's going to continue to go up? What are you looking to do in the future? And I appreciate you guys watching. Again, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and we're growing like crazy. We're at about 1,350 subscribers right now when I'm making this. And I think we're going to be up to 1,400 maybe when I wake up in the morning, because we have a video that's going really well right now on NAT. So check that out if you haven't seen it already. But we're just growing like crazy. I think we're going to hit 2,000 within the next week or two. And that's just awesome to be part of this with you guys. Thank you for hitting those buttons, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.